What's up guys, Sub-Zerek here, back for another VOD review. Today we got another game from the Set 15 playtest that I took part in. I am so hyped to just get into Set 15, start playing it, start seeing all the units, the combinations and stuff, because I got to play, I don't know, maybe 10, maybe 15 games of playtest, something like that. And so I really just, I mean, this set seems so fun. And I mean, it's just always so hype whenever a new TFT set comes out. But this was a really fun game. This was actually one of my first games on this set, but it was pretty hype. I also have the recording a little bit slower now, just 1.5x speed. So I know, just so that you guys can read all the traits, things like that. I don't want it to be too crazy for you guys. We start off here, well, we'll see from first augment here, but we start off, we got an Aatrox pair, a Garen pair, you know, maybe different front lines because they don't really pair up very well, but we'll see. Maybe you could have some kind of academia thing, get a Jhin there, a Janna, a lot of different stuff actually. And I'm at this point, this is like first game of the set. I'm trying to figure out what to sell here actually because I have no clue. And we're also, we're in Scuttle, so that is interesting. This Wraith trait, I tried to read it so many times. I think the basic idea of Wraith is that you just get some damage amp. It keeps saying like the Shadow Realm or something like that does damage. And I was like, what is the Shadow Realm? What am I reading? But it basically just ends up being some extra damage. And I think some healing on the units. So yeah, it's not the craziest thing of all time. But yeah, Kayle is a very cool unit. She is this kind of scaling up Kayle where once you hit level 6, she gets a bonus. Then once you hit level 9, she gets another bonus. So you can kind of either go like Kayle 3-star and then push 6 and eventually level 9 and get her huge, or you can just use her as kind of like a fast 8, fast 9 type unit. All right, a couple of new augments here. Golden Guillotine, executioner kills have a chance to drop loot, scaling with crit strike chance, value of the loot. Can also crit strike, so it's a lot like Cut Purse was the name of the augment this set. And then Deadlier Blades is an interesting one. It gives you this Death Blade and then it scales up the Death Blade. So Death Blades gain 1% AD per 4 takedowns the wearer gets, which I thought was really interesting, especially because I can double slam this Death Blade plus a Gunblade here. Only downside is Kayle is an AP unit, so it's a tad bit awkward to item hold her, I'll be real, but I mean, she does at least, you know, she scales with attack speed, which is pretty good. So yeah, maybe something like that. I see no scout, no pivot, but I am not confident enough to take that here this early on in the set, so I end up just taking the Deathblade augment here, trying to build, you know, somewhat of a decent board here, level up, get Juggernaut in here, and then I power snacks Kayle and look for just one. I'm thinking just give me some attack speed so that I can get this Deathblade scaled up, just because, you know, obviously she's an AP unit, but attack speed always scales with AD, so I was like, yeah, might as well go for this, and Kayle will at least have some attack speed to scale up that Deathblade and hopefully kill some units, though you can see right now an early Kayle is not the strongest in the world, though we do end up winning this fight. And you might go like, wait, how did we win this fight? It's because this guy has the Crown of Demacia, if you guys remember this item where when you kill the holder, you win the fight instantly. So we kill off the Katarina and then all of a sudden the fight is over, which is just so funny. I was like, what happened? So Crown of Demacia is back. So many cool things actually from past TFT sets are back this set, so very cool. We also do get some Crystal Rose units here, and I think, yeah, I do, or Crystal Gambit. I keep calling it Crystal Rose, but Crystal Gambit is just such a hype new cash out trait. So I finally realized, by the way, so it's Heartsteel when you play 3 Crystal Gambit, but then when you play 5 Crystal Gambit, it kind of upgrades it to this trait where you're just trying to kill as many units as possible. Like, it really leans into killing as many as possible. So I think that's their way to make it so that it's not as broken as like, oh, you hit 5 Heartsteel and then hits just like insane cash outs every single round and just win for free all the time. So I'm going to currently play 3 Crystal Gambit, and we do have the John already, so we just need to find Ashe, which is obviously not the easiest thing to do here. It also doesn't, if I could go back, maybe I wouldn't play this because it doesn't scale very well with my augment. My augment wants me to kill a bunch of units, ideally win streak, and Crystal Gambit wants me to loss streak. So is it the best play? Yeah, probably. I'm a beast, but maybe not in actuality. We see a Cut Purse player there. I actually don't even know what that heart augment that one of the people on the right had there, so we'll see, I guess. I'm so hyped to play PBE when it comes out. Should come out tomorrow. We'll see what time it does come out, just because, you know, it's a huge lift for them to get all that stuff onto the server, I know. So, you know, sometimes they're like, yeah, it'll be around, usually it's about afternoon time in NA, but, you know, sometimes it goes longer if they have server issues and things like that. It's not like the Arcane set or anything like that, so, you know, probably not like every single person in the world is going to like be cramming into PBE trying to play it, but I mean, we'll see. I really do like the theming of this set. I'm so hyped for it. Item off carousel wise here, looking back, I kind of want a bow here, but we'll see. What do I end up taking here? Actually, I have no clue. I just take a Shen here with chain just to get some kind of tank item made. I mean, to be fair, yeah, getting some tank items is not a bad idea past me. I think at this point I was kind of trying to figure out what direction I want to go for here because I have no clue. I have just generic AD items, and AD flex is great when you understand the set pretty well, when you know all the lines, all the units, and all that kind of stuff. It's not great when you have no clue what you're doing, because oftentimes you just try to do, if you try to do a flex roll down on PBE, you're going to be pretty unhappy. Oh, that's a new augment, by the way. Cry Me a River. It's kind of like You Have My Tier, where you get a tier and then it gives your entire team mana regen, which, I mean, 1 mana gen, 1 mana every second. I mean, it's not bad. It's a sizable amount of mana. 10 seconds into a fight, that's an auto attack, and then 20 seconds, that's 2 auto attacks, and it also gives you a tier. So honestly, not irrelevant. Remember, it's your entire team, so pretty big, honestly. Not bad at all here. Gonna hold on to the Lucians, which I don't even know why I'm holding on to this Lucian, because it's another AP item holder. I really need to just get these items off of Kale and onto some kind of AD item holder if I had to, go back and critique my own gameplay. But to be fair, we are stacking up our Crystal Gambit, which is what it's all about here, is getting those big Crystal Gambit cash outs. I'm excited to see how Crystal Gambit does evolve. Heartsteel, when it came out, people played it first as a lost streak trait, and then they kind of realized, oh, you know what I should do? I should win stage 2 and then lose stage 3 and 4, get those really big cash outs. The only downside is this guy existed in my pool, and I kind of knew that I was always going to beat him. To be fair, I probably should have just still opened and just inted for this guy because I knew he was in my pool, and who on PBE is really going to be crazy enough to like full open? I mean, no one is even, going to be paying that much attention. So I probably actually could have griefed this player. So maybe I should have. But also, to be fair, I am also somebody who, like, I'm in playtest, man. I'm trying to figure everything out. And so I think at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to open the chest here. Unless I do double down. I think I do open the chest here, which is, I mean, it's the coward's way out, but I'm kind of thinking, you know what? My board doesn't suck. Like, I can actually play a little bit of a strong board here. I get, what is that, like 4 gold or something like that? It's not bad as far as cash outs go. So yeah, I was basically just like, give me the cash out here. I'd much rather, I kind of realized, play more for win streak here rather than lost streak. I don't really want to lose streak. And we do get a full item anvil, which is pretty exciting here as just something that we can use. So level up here, get Caitlyn in, or actually, yeah, we get Rel in here, who's a nice kind of double trait here, Star Guardian and Bastion here. Item wise here, okay, I think I end up taking red buff, but in hindsight, am I really supposed to take a red buff here? Probably not. Probably just supposed to take Protector's Vow here and make some tank items and leave this bow or this chain for maybe like, maybe make double Protector's Vow, honestly, and then leave bow and cloak open, because yeah, like this is kind of awkward, honestly. I don't know why I made red buff. Look, man. Oh, look, man. This might have been my first or second game of playtest. So yeah, second augment here, a new returning augment, I guess, in second win, which is such a fun augment. Just make your team live to 10 seconds, and you get a bunch of HP back. And so I'm like, you know what, that's a solid enough, just generically good combat augment. So I'm happy to take that there. I'm also thinking, like I could actually, like I really want to fit this Janna on this board, but there's not actually a place to slot it in here. All of these other Crystal Gambit units are actually giving us traits. To be fair, I don't need to be playing Crystal Gambit, but I also don't really have anything better to play here. So it's kind of like, okay, what am I going to do here? I decide to go for the really aggressive level up here just because Atrox is really nice on this board. He's heavyweight and Juggernaut for my Zac and for my Vi. Just a recap on these traits, and honestly, I'm just doing this for myself. So heavyweight is Bruiser, but it does a little bit of extra damage. And then Juggernaut, I believe that's one where when your units die, it makes your other tanks tankier. I think so, but like I said, super early on the set. I think we were talking about, I was in call with Kai and Disco here, and I think they were talking about like the set theming. They were like, oh, what all these units like, how do you feel about the inking on the units, which I personally love. I think it's a really nice little touch to make everything a little bit more stylized. But yeah, Disco's like, what if you turn shadows off? And I'm like, okay, then it looks like I turned shadows off. I don't know. I kind of like having shadows on personally, but whatever. I got the all very high settings because I got my new PC, like a few months ago. And so I can max out TFT finally, which my old PC could not do all the time, which was a bit embarrassing. I remember I played TFT on my phone once on my old PC, and I was like, wow, I think TFT looks better on my phone than it does on my PC. That is pretty insane. But I mean, we're chilling for the rest of this stage here. Still trying to figure out what line I want to go in terms of AD options. There's a few. There's Ashe, there's Samira, there's Jinx as kind of like AD backliner carries. Jinx is more of like a crit scaling type carry, so I do think, you know, that's something that, you know, maybe I'm not going to play towards here. Ashe would be great because I do already have all these Crystal Gambit units, though playing Crystal Gambit, the further you get into the game, I mean, you're playing a trait that doesn't give you any combat bonus, so it's a little bit sus. I do pick up the Leona here, who might maybe make me try to play into something else, though. I mean, I'm probably not going to play Academia here just because the AD carry there is... Caitlyn is a 3 cost, and so it's going to be kind of awkward if, you know, late game I'm carrying a 2-star 3 cost, not that hyped around it. Oh yeah, this is hefty rolls. That's what this one is. Your team gets 7 health and size for each time you roll this game. It sounds kind of bad, honestly, because every roll is 7 HP, but I mean, compare this to something like investment strategy that gives you 7 HP per interest threshold you make. You know, very early on into the game, you're going to be making something like 50 gold and getting 35 HP for a round. You're definitely not going to be rolling 5 times every single round. So yeah, it sounds worse. Maybe the size matters in some way, but I don't think it really matters much. So yeah, I don't know. It sounds bad to me personally, but what are you going to do? At this point, I do kind of feel like I have to cash out here, and I do get a Janna 2 Pog. Yeah, I mean, pretty bad, but I mean, hey, it's 5 gold, a little bit more. I mean, even kind of worse than the other one because I had to Lost Streak Stage 3 to get this cash out, but it's something. And yeah, now I'm kind of trying to figure out, okay, what am I actually playing here? I'm looking at all the AD units, trying to like figure out, okay, am I supposed to play around Jinx? Am I supposed to play around somebody else? I don't get my Devil Fruit down in time because I'm trying to figure out what comp I want to play, though. At least I rotated to this guy who has, I mean, a decently weak board. They already have a Lee Sin, a Seraphine. This guy must have rolled a lot on 8 to try to stabilize with the calculated loss rolls. So yeah, we end up actually getting kind of cleared here. That's not a good fight to lose. Oh God, my spot looks kind of scary. I'll be real here. Yeah, I was lost this game, and I was trying to figure out, okay, what do I fit in? Volibear, Luchador, I mean, Samira, maybe Cassante. Honestly, I think what I do this game is I just let it rip. I just kind of send it. I have a lot of gold here. Obviously, we're getting even more gold with Scuttle Puttle here. So I'm like, you know what? Pretty soon here, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to sell the units that I don't think are going to matter. I don't know. I think Kai was telling me to play Ashe or something here, and he was like, you can only play Ashe with 6 duelists, and I'm like, what are we talking about here, man? Oh, but this orb actually kind of gives me a new lease on life, because now I have an insane amount of gold. I can actually just push 9 in this spot, which is crazy, right? This gives me so much more ability to actually play the game in a spot that was starting to look really scary. So I say, okay, it's a fast 9 game. I was already kind of unsure what line to go, and so fast 9 will just allow me to play kind of like a 5-cost soup here. I don't get the snacks down again, which is so tragic. I'm like, oh God, if this like ends up being like a 10-0 because I didn't do that, it's gonna feel horrible. And there is also the small upside of when I do push 9, I am gonna upgrade that Kale to the level 3 Kale, where she starts just really popping off. She starts firing the waves out of her ability on like every auto attack on level 9. So I just want to take something decent here because I really just need the time to roll here. Upgrade the Kale. I do find Jin, who is a Wraith Sniper, which is very cool here. I'm like, okay, maybe I can fit some more of this stuff on this board. I pick up Poppy, and I'm like, at this point, I really need to find some extra tanks here. Find an Aatrox too, who I guess I make, and I do fit Seraphine here, who's just another maybe decent 5 cost to play on this board. And yeah, I'm really just trying to figure out, okay, let me move items over to Poppy. I want to put the fruit onto her. Please tell me I put the fruit in time. I'm trying to get something in. Yeah, I get Sniper in here. Yeah, I do get Sniper in, but I don't actually get this down. So yeah, a little bit awkward here. Oh no, I don't get Sniper in because Ashe isn't a sniper. It's 2 duelists for Kale. Ah, yes. It's gonna take some getting used to that Ashe is not a sniper. She is a duelist. But you can see the Kale sending the waves out with every auto. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, here I actually have her Kale ability there for anyone who doesn't know everything that Kale does. So yeah, every 3rd attack on level 6 launches the wave and shreds, and then level 9 every attack launches the wave and the waves go poof, poof. Look how far they're going. Kale, this unit is so cool, and you can see level 9, 5,300 damage from the Kale. I mean, she is a very nice carry this late into the game. Pick up the Braum here, and I'm like, okay, I can probably... It's funny that I'm still even playing Crystal Gambit at this point, but I mean, for this cash out, I'm like, who really cares, man? I'm just going to play the Braum. And Braum, I mean, I think I talked about it a little bit in the last video, but his ability is so cool, man. And so I'm going to Power Snacks Braum. I don't know who I was listening to who said to do this. Maybe Disco or something told me to do this. I don't know. Somebody was trolling me, telling me to Power Snacks Braum. I mean, it's fine, but I do think I probably should have just Power Snacks the unit that I was going to 2-star here. I mean, eventually maybe I'll hit Braum, but you can see him picking up that unit and then swinging them around and then flying over. And there's also the thing where if the unit that he's swinging around drops to 20% HP, he just throws them off the board. He kind of does like the Lee Sin kick thing where he just kind of instantly executes them and sends them right off the board, which is, oh, it's so sick here. I'm surprised I actually don't run straight. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just see the Varus here and I'm like, okay, Varus pair, I can maybe play for that as my main carry. And so I run immediately to pick up that because that is a big upgrade onto my board if I can find the Varus too, but I still have a good amount of gold here. You can also see the Braum effect here, which I talked about. Every time you win, you get 2 Poros, and those Poros help prevent player damage. So a little bit like Soraka for previous sets, but only on wins, which, yeah, it's a bit weird, but still. All right, trying to figure out the board still, just trying to make sure I have everything in, because I'm pretty sure I have this like random Vi in who's really like barely doing anything. But I do also, I need to roll, man. I'm reading everything. The Seraphine has a cool ability that scales off of the power of friendship, which is like all your bonus stats. There's some interesting units this set, honestly. And to be fair, Kale's doing an okay enough job cleaning some people up, though you'll see in a fight like this, boom, I take a pretty bad loss there. Yeah, that is, what is that, an 8-0 versus this level 9 player? Yeah, I think I start to get a little scared here because I'm like, wait, I could die. I could very easily die very, very soon from 17 HP here. So I'm going to throw Cassante into Planar because I'm like, okay, I do need him as frontline probably. I do hit Varus too here, so now immediately, I do just sell the Kale here. I mean, the nice thing about selling the Kale here, the bad thing is I drop down to Wraith here, but I do get just so much value of like not having to Bird Remover, and I do take this really cool upgrade for Varus here, where the arrows cost less mana. Now the Varus is a weird unit where he just gains mana from units dying essentially, and so that's how he shoots out all of these arrows, and so making the arrows cost less mana. Oh yeah, and then he shoots just until he's out of mana, which is really, really cool. So yeah, and you can see here, gain mana when units die, enemies grant 5, allies 3, and then yeah, he shoots piercing arrows 4 per second until you're out of mana. So each one costs 12, normally costs 15. So pretty cool unit where he just goes pew, 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 pew. And then I finally pick up the Cassante here, who I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to fit in. But honestly, I think I do end up just playing this Zac for a while because I'm just like, you know what? We kind of need to keep him in for heavyweight here for our Poppy, who also should be our main tank here, though I'm also like, I need to find Jhin back here because Jhin is a Sniper Wraith. He has the exact same traits as Varus here, so just a very easy addition on this board. Also, Sniper is one of those like 2, 3, 4, 5 traits where, any amount of Sniper you can get in is good. So I roll down here, I finally pick up the Jhin here and opt to get this in, my 4 Wraith. I see Lee Sin here for a second. I'm like, should I fit this? And I think the answer ends up being no, but I don't know. I can at least try to figure it out here. I do move the items over to Poppy at this point because I'm like, yeah, Poppy is going to be much tankier than a Braum one, and also this Ashe is not going to do anything here. So put the snacks on her. I think I'll just take the trait one that gives her better trait value, which, I mean, like, honestly, I was just running out of time pretty quickly here, and I end up also making some AD bruiser items for Braum. Does mean I have to make another red buff, which is not, like, my favorite thing in the world, but not the end of the world. Spreading out the heal cut is not so bad. I mean, what I really should have done is pop this anvil and look for something else, but look, man, TFT's a hard game, so yeah. Also, yeah, I was just looking at the board trying to figure out, okay, like, what am I supposed to fit? How am I supposed to do everything? I can just put like Jinx onto my board for now as like another Sniper and Star Guardian, which is I think I put this on for now. Okay, I don't know why I play this over Jinx. I mean, a little bit dizzy, obviously, but the upside is I have a Varus too that I'm carrying who's doing a lot of work. You do, I feel like, really want some kind of duo carry with Varus, and Braum at least helps as that for now. I do get a little bit cleared here though. I've brought up a little bit of a Poro squad for Braum, so that's something. But yeah, I take this loss drop down to 5, and I'm like, oh god, I can't really go straight to 9 at this point, so I do need to roll down, and I do have a lot to roll for here. I skip Zyra pair there, which is a little bit troll because I would really like Zyra. As I've talked about, I am a big fan of just random Zyra on your board. I think the lead, the set designer behind the set basically said Zyra is like one of the most threat-like units of the set, where you're happy throwing Zyra onto any board because remember, she's providing your entire board like 80% attack speed when she casts, which is just insane. You can see the Varus just kind of going crazy after he gets that cast, and that's with no AP here. This is such a close fight, and I thought for sure that I was dead here. But look at this Spirit Pop for the Seraphine. I could have so easily gone 7th there or 6th, but I just clutch it out like the beast that I am. Just, it's too easy for a guy like me. So pick the blue buff here. If you guys, haven't looked at the rundown or anything like that, blue buff is different now. So normally you wouldn't be excited about blue buff onto a high mana unit like Seraphine, but now blue buff is just a bunch of mana regen. So you aren't worried about putting blue buff on like low mana units. You just throw this onto anybody who wants to cast, and Seraphine certainly wants to cast here. Now that I have Braum too, I'm like, okay, let's move stuff back to Braum here. What do I take here? I don't think this, I take Tiny Tear here. Oh yeah, I just reset the this thing here to look for something better, which is a kind of a cool thing you can do. I take Strong Spark here because he is stunning units when he casts, so it's a lot of extra magic damage there, and also just, in general, some extra damage is gonna help with the Jhin. So yeah, I think pretty decent here in Braum, just every cast. Like, look at that Braum cast onto the Jace there. It's so big here, actually giving me a little bit of extra time here. Because yeah, oh my god, that fight was so scary. But that was the Crown Demacia guy again, right? So and so I just barely clutched that out with the Crown. Hit the 2-star Zyra here, and I don't know. After like kind of looking at, I feel like the Seraphine unit does not do that much damage. I don't know if it's this fight or next fight or at any fight, but I do feel like items on this Zyra is illegal. Oh, but I do have to play Gnar. That's the thing. Like, I finally found Gnar, who you need to play on this board because he's a Luchador sniper. Like, he's Luchador for Braum and he's sniper for your Jhin here. So it's just such a good synergy bot, but it's also like, okay, how am I not playing this Zyra who's granting my team 100% attack speed, decaying over 4 seconds, but I mean still 100% attack speed, even for 1 second would be really good. And this guy, quite strong, but the Braum and the Jhin kind of clutch it out. But look, I mean, Seraphine does 6k. It's something, but I think the further I get here, I'm kind of like, okay, what am I actually like doing here? Like, do I really need this? I mean, to be fair, like, do I need to be playing? I mean, I kind of do need to be playing 2 Bastion with just the random Rel. It's also Star Guardian, which is like kind of cool for Poppy and stuff like that. I kind of like playing the 4 Wraith here. I think Kai was telling me to drop out of like Jhin and stuff, but like I can't really do that. Like I almost need to play all of these Wraith units. Maybe you could drop Kesante, but he's good tankiness. So I'm gonna take an AP item here, and then I take an AD Bruiser item here, and then just another mana item here to make the Seraphine cast faster. But yeah, I like this swap in. I don't know if I do this for sure. Yeah, what do I even take here? Maybe Selfish. The problem is he does a decent amount of damage himself, so you don't really care that much about this, but good enough here. And yeah, I get him the QSS here, and then just move blue buff, red buff. Blue buff is no longer unique, of course, because it doesn't have this kind of like weird unique effect. You can just throw that into anybody, and yeah, we made it to top 3 from a very scary spot. And look at this Braum just swanging around. This unit is just so satisfying to watch. And Jhin sitting in the back line going pew, 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 pew. So nice as well. I also have the Seraphine to level up for now, so if I can make it, I believe I can literally level up next round, surely, right? Yep, 60 level, so I can level up, play the Seraphine here, which helps a lot, a bunch of extra HP from my board, and I do go for one more, just something back onto Braum, which, do I take Strong Spark again here? It's kind of hilarious. I mean, I don't really think the on-kill heal, I mean, I take this just to heal up Braum a little bit, and like the attack speed feels pretty irrelevant because he spends so long casting, but I don't know. It's something, I guess. Rotate into the crew player, who does have a lot of 3 stars on their board, and a lot of extra HP from the crew, so we'll see what Braum can do. I just look at this Braum unit. He feels like the star of the show, man. He's just buying so much time, though this Malphite is also disgustingly tanky watching this back. Like, I feel like we pour a million damage to this Malphite, and he barely gets tickled, though. We do win the fight. 15k damage from the Jhin, just an absolute beast here. And we're also stacking up the Poros, which is really nice. You can see, you can't really see all the Poros under me until I start moving. You can see they're kind of, you guys ever play like Minecraft and make like a 1x1 chicken farm, and you have all the chickens that are kind of just like turning inside each other, and there's like 400 chickens in like one spot, and then they start like suffocating each other? That's like kind of what my that's kind of what my Poros are doing here, where they're just all exactly in one just big Poro clump there, and it looks a bit wild. But yeah, it's actually kind of interesting because I have more poros than you think there. I mean, I've won a lot of fights in a row here. So this fight looks really scary. And I'm like, oh my God, am I going to lose? The Varus, can he clutch it out? He can't. But look at this. The poros tank for me. I was 5 HP here and I only take 2 damage because all those poros tanking for me. It's so cool to actually just allow you to greed a little bit more, allow you to get some stuff to like clutch out something here. Playing that early Braum, if you can win with it, feels so good to get that poro army, which I do lose the majority of. I think you lose 75% of your poros when you kind of, I wouldn't say cash out, but almost cash out here. But all good. We do save some HP, and that's the second instead of the third here. If we didn't have our poros from Braum, it would actually have been a third. So Braum, the real all-star this game, honestly. And we rotate into this edgelord player again. I don't know. Their board looks so good, honestly. The double edgelord spats. I don't think they got to any kind of prismatic, right? Honestly, I wasn't. I was kind of trying to figure out my board. I mean, surely this isn't a prismatic. If it was, this fight would be a lot more scary because look at this. We win. The Braum just sent the units. He just CC'd all the right units there. I mean, if this Braum unit gets a good cast onto one of their main carries, especially like a melee carry, he can waste so much of their time. So just positioning Braum appropriately. I mean, there's nothing crazy about it. Just put him on top of all the enemy melee carries. You should definitely be playing for that though. With this new targeting change, he is going to auto kind of like, if he can aggro onto melee carry versus tank, he will aggro onto melee carry, though it's only tie breaks. So you could probably put him like second row to kind of like guarantee that he does aggro onto the melee carry. I mean, especially they're putting their Yone second row here, which is really bad for me because he runs straight into the back line, though it does run right in front of the Jhin. The Jhin gets a good cast off. Braum's wasting a lot of time here, and my board is looking pretty good. I take a win here, drop this guy down to 4 HP. They say GG in all chat. You can't see it because my head's covering it, but it's not a GG yet. We need to play one more fight, and I'm like, oh God. I don't really have any units left to itemize at this point, honestly, and it's not like I can really push further levels at this point. This is just my spot here. They actually, you could see, no, this is me actually, right? Those are my poros here. I do have 7 poros, which is pretty cool, though. I mean, I'm going to take more than 7 damage if I lose a fight, so not really much to be done there. I can roll here, but also not much to be rolled for here. Do just kind of want to take some extra items that are going to make my board stronger. I just take double Seraphine items and opt to move these up to a tank, and then yeah, just go Shojin and like Adaptive Helm or something like that. Yeah, I think I just go like Adaptive Helm here and just get her casting more. Cause see, I was looking at Archangels, and then Disco was like, Archangels probably sucks on her because she scales off all your team's bonus stats. So like, it's probably not that good, and he is probably right. So this Yone, kind of scary here, doing a lot of work. My Braum is also kind of in Narnia, though CCs for a long time is getting a pretty good cast off there. Their Braum's doing decent work, but not enough for my team, and it is a dub for Team Sub-Zero Arc. And yeah, an easy dub. Didn't even doubt myself for a second, but yeah, just a fun game showing off a cool kind of like Fast 9 style comp here. These 5 costs are so sick this set, and I can't wait to play PvE with you guys. I'm definitely gonna do viewer games, so if you don't follow me on Twitch, follow me down below. You guys can hop into some viewer games when PvE is live. So hyped for that. Thank you as always for watching. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch, Metafy, all my links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.